Alright guys, I'm going to give you a quick heads up on this video. When I made this video, my webcam is a piece of crap and the audio is getting out of sync, so every minute or two I had to resync the video, so it might look a little weird to you at certain points, but it was necessary to sync up the video and the audio, so enjoy. Hey guys, it's KJ48. It is June 11th, 2013, and I just got done watching the Sony press conference at E3. It was yesterday, but I had to go to bed, so I couldn't stay up to watch it, so I just watched it. And I just want to say that Sony has won E3, and they've also won the 8th console generation. Game over. Okay, I guess I might as well talk about what happened at E3, since you guys might be interested on why Sony's won the generation already. Okay, they started off talking about the Vita. I don't think a lot of people care. Nobody bought the damn thing. I know I don't give a crap. It looks like they're trying to make it the same as the Wii U gamepad with the PlayStation 4, so we'll see how that works. PlayStation 3 stuff. They showed The Last of Us. It looked pretty cool. It looked a lot like Uncharted. The graphics were insane. The voice acting was just amazing. I like the setting more than Uncharted. That looked pretty cool, but it looks a lot like a movie / video game, and I like video games, so it's not something I'd be interested in. But if you like Uncharted, you're gonna love The Last of Us. Then they showed a bunch of non-gameplay trailers, just trailers and no gameplay on a lot of games that I don't even think is worth talking about. They did show Gran Turismo 6, which was just a trailer, but if you like Gran Turismo 6, you're gonna love that. They showed Arkham Origins, which was Batman. It's multi-platform though, so I don't know. There was a villain in it called the Black Mask, and I just wrote down awesome looking villain. He was really cool voice acting, but what a stupid name. I did have the Joker in it, and the PlayStation 3 is going to get some exclusive content in the form of DLC. A lot of the games they talked about at E3 this year, the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4 is going to get some exclusive content. They had Grand Theft Auto 5 news. They're going to have a Grand Theft Auto 5 bundle for the PlayStation 3, and they're also going to have a headset on the market for Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know what that means. PlayStation 4, they unveiled the PlayStation 4 and what it looked like. It looked like shit. Whatever, who cares what it looks like, but it does look like crap. They brought out Michael Linton, CEO of Sony, chairman, blah, 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 who cares? They brought out some guy to talk about a lot of stuff that I don't give a crap about. Talk about PlayStation 4 being groundbreaking new platform for Sony Entertainment. And I wrote down here in my notes, I don't give a fuck. They talked about all the movies and music that you can get on the platform, and that Sony's looking at the PlayStation 4 as a platform to, transfer to get some of their movies to you. I don't care. But it sounds like that Microsoft is going for the TV and sports stuff, and Sony's going more for movies and music. Although they are going to have Redbox Instant, which sounds interesting. It sounds like kind of like a Netflix type thing, but with Redbox. Who knows what kind of library they're going to have though. All right, now they started talking about some games. This is all for the PlayStation 4. They said they have a lot of new titles for the first year and a lot of new IP. What were the numbers exactly? I don't care because this is all talk. They got a lot of new games coming out. A lot of stuff you're going to be interested in. One game that I did see they were talking about is called The Order 1886. It's set in London. I'm guessing 1886, and it seems a little bit like steampunk. But they had like werewolf. I don't know what the creatures were. They kind of had some creatures off in the distance, and they had like these guys in London with like these really cool futuristic looking guns, but kind of like not futuristic. It's kind of hard to explain. Kind of like some of the guns you'd see in the Van Helsing movie. And they had some creatures off in the distance, and I'm imagining they're werewolves. It looked pretty cool. Then they showed Infamous Second Son, which looked amazing, and they played Nirvana during the trailer, so I was really excited about that. I'm a big Infamous fan. They were talking about facial animation looks getting better for the PlayStation 4. I really don't care. They showed an example of some old guy giving some really dramatic speech. He was like a mage or something, some kind of wizard. The voice acting was incredible. And then it kind of broke character, and he was on video, and they were kind of making a movie or something. It was a really funny skit. You should look it up. It was called Dark Sorcerer. Sony is going to be supporting indie developers. They are going to allow self-publishing, unlike the Xbox. So that's pretty cool. They're going to get a lot of indie exclusives, and they showed a lot of stuff with indie developers. It looked really interesting. Diablo 3 for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. This is nothing new. They are going to have some exclusive content that you don't get on the PC, which I'm kind of pissed off about, but whatever. Then they brought out Square Enix, and Square Enix showed Final Fantasy 15. It was supposed to be Final Fantasy 13 Versus, but I guess they're not making that anymore. Now Final Fantasy 13 Versus is Final Fantasy 15. At this point, I'm totally confused. But if you like Final Fantasy, maybe some of this will make some sense to you. What else? Yeah, it looked cool for a Final Fantasy game. I'm not into Final Fantasy, but if you like Final Fantasy, this is going to get you psyched. And then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3, which I wrote down looks like Final Fantasy 15 for kids. A lot of people like Kingdom Hearts, so that's pretty cool about that. I also, it seems to me that Sony is hitting really hard right out of the gate with these two JRPGs. So last generation was pretty weak on the JRPG, so it's nice to see that Sony's coming out with these titles. Even though they're not my type of thing, I know a lot of people out there, missed these titles last generation. They showed some of the new Assassin's Creed 4 stuff. It's not exclusive. I don't really know why I should care. Although, since I'm not going to be in the Xbox One, we'll get into that later. This stuff might be interesting for me. The video is skipping while the guy was playing. The game was skipping, which I thought was pretty funny. Although I'm not sure if it was my video or not, but I don't think it was. I think the game was really skipping, so that was pretty funny. They talked about Watch Dogs, which they didn't get too heavily into. They showed some kind of basketball game with LeBron James. Who cares? They showed Elder Scrolls Online, but they didn't really show much of it. They showed some first-person combat, which looked like it might have been from in-game stuff, but they didn't show a UI or anything, so, not really getting crazy about that. They did say, though, Elder Scrolls Online beta will be first on PlayStation 4. I don't know if that includes the PC or not, but that could be interesting. Then they showed a trailer for Mad Max, which looked pretty cool. They didn't really show anything, but, they're making a Mad Max game, and it looks like a big AAA production, so that could be interesting. Then they dropped some bombs, and I'm kind of surprised that they didn't save this stuff for the end. But the guy comes out, okay, some guy at Sony comes out and he goes, "No restriction on used games," and he stops, and the audience goes crazy. They're freaking cheering like it was insane. I've never heard such cheers at an E3 press event or an E3 whatever these things are called. So yeah. he was saying that it won't turn off if you don't check in every 24 hours, basically singling out Microsoft and crapping all over their thing. I mean, he was basically singling out what Microsoft is doing. He didn't say Microsoft, but he was singling out what Microsoft is doing and said that will not be on our system. And people were just going crazy. It was, man, Microsoft's in trouble. We'll get into that later. Then they started talking about PlayStation Plus carries over to PlayStation 4. They were going on some of the benefits about the PlayStation Plus network. Most were the basic stuff you got with PlayStation 3. You get some free games, cloud, cross-game chat, and a couple other things. But the one thing that was interesting is I saw up there, and I wasn't sure if I missed it or not, but I saw up there one of the benefits of the PlayStation Plus, which you do have to pay a yearly subscription fee for, is multiplayer games. And they went and talked about it right after that. And yes, you will now have to pay a subscription fee to play multiplayer games on the PlayStation 4, which is really unfortunate. I'm not happy that they're subscribing to the Microsoft model of charging people to play multiplayer games. That's kind of bullshit. It was bullshit what Microsoft did, and it's bullshit now that Sony's doing it. I'm never going to play a PlayStation 3 game online. I'm not paying for that crap. I will never pay for it, but they're doing it, and it's really sad. Where this was a great PlayStation 4, 3 press event. It was great. Conference, whatever you want to call it. It was great, but that was kind of a downer. What else we got here? A new game coming from Bungie and Activision. I heard about this game called Destiny, and a lot of people were getting crazy about it. I didn't really understand why, and now I do. It comes from Bungie, who's responsible for Halo, and Activision responsible for Call of Duty. Now, I don't really like either of these games. I kind of really despise Call of Duty, more for the people that play it. than the game itself. And I'm not a big fan of Halo. I think Halo did what's been on PC for years, and I don't think it's anything special. It's an average game at best. But it was revolutionary for the consoles. And, if you only play console, I could see how that could be a big game for you. Anyway, this game Destiny, it looks like a mix of Halo and Call of Duty. It really did. They had these two people playing a co-op, and the one guy, they're going through these things, and I just realized there's levels in this game. There was a guy's name next to his head, and there was his level. He was level 5. Then I realized there's classes, and there's item drops. And I'm watching them play this game, and this game is, from what I could tell, a Borderlands clone. Not in a bad way. It was like, it looked like a really cool version of Borderlands. Then they got into this thing called a public event, and more people came in. They had at least 6 people in this event, and I think it might have been as much as 8 or 10, maybe even 12. I don't know how many people are allowed to play in one game. I don't know how this game works, but it looks like a really, really interesting game. And, to be honest, it looks like a must-buy for PlayStation owners. It looks freaking good. It's probably the game I was most excited about. It looks really good. Imagine Borderlands with 12 people, public events, everyone going crazy, and it looked really good. And it didn't have the cartoony Borderlands graphics. I like the Borderlands graphics, but I'm not really big on cartoony graphics. But it looked like more realistic, cool graphics. I'm kind of upset it's not going to be on PC. At least I don't think it's going to be on PC. Then they started talking about the PS Cloud for the PS3 and the PS4 and Vita. PS4 Cloud will be available in 2014. It gives you Plus-only games. You can stream from it. I'm not going to ever subscribe to PlayStation Plus, so that doesn't really concern me. Here was the big bomb. Okay, this was the second big bomb, and I kind of wish they did all these things together. PlayStation 4 is going to retail at $400. Now, you remember me talking about Microsoft, putting their Xbox One at $500? Yeah. Microsoft is shoving the Kinect down your throat and making you pay for it. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. The reason that system is not $400 is because of the Kinect. Make up your own minds. Buy whatever system you want to buy, but I will not be buying an Xbox One, maybe ever. And, be really quick, let me get back to that. Also, it's going to be €399 and $349 in pounds. I don't know what that means, but for you guys who aren't in America or North America, that's for you. I wrote down here, PlayStation 4 just won Endgame. Microsoft just got their teeth kicked in, and that's basically what happened. I'm going to go over this one more time. Used games, fees, have to be online every 24 hours, $100 more because of Kinect. No. Just no, okay? The PlayStation 3, okay, the biggest problem with the PlayStation 3, and I'll tell you this right now, I think PlayStation 3 have better exclusives, all right? And I like the PlayStation 3 in every way. The reason I got an Xbox was for multi-platform games. The fact of the matter is the PlayStation 3 had a proprietary processor, and it had the Cell processor. And what that means is Sony made their own processor for the PlayStation 3 that was really expensive, and it was really hard for developers to develop for. And the Xbox had, I'm not sure what the Xbox processor was, but I know it was more akin to a PC. So basically what developers would do is they would make the games for the Xbox. Rockstar's a big one for this. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption. These games were made for the Xbox and ported over to the PlayStation 3. Not Oblivion, but Skyrim and Fallout 3 also had problems. Dragon Age 2. They were all better on Xbox because Xbox was easier to work with. And the PlayStation 4 is using an x86 chipset, which is a basic generic chipset that all PCs use. It's what the Xbox One is going to use, and it's in the PlayStation 4. Okay? It's so weird saying the PlayStation 4. But anyway, so basically, with all that said, multi-console games should be the same on the PlayStation as they are on the Xbox. So Xbox just lost that edge. It's the only reason I bought an Xbox. Although I usually buy all the consoles, so I might have bought one anyway. But basically, Xbox lost that edge. Okay, they lost the price edge because they were cheaper than the PlayStation 3. The freaking Xbox being $500 is a travesty. I'm sorry, I think it's a travesty, and I don't care what anybody says. It's because of Kinect. So I'm going to get a PlayStation 4. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. I'm going to watch Nintendo's not at E3. At least they're not doing a press event, but they are doing a direct thing. I don't know. It's already happened, I think. I'm going to watch it right now, and I'm going to do a video for that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One. And you know how I'm going, and I hope you found this interesting. So, alright, because I had to alter some of the audio tracks there, I missed some of the audio at the end. So, all I wanted to say to you guys was have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.